Hello and welcome to EZChat show. We're on episode 108. And for those who haven't seen any of our episodes, I am Juliette Stapleton. I'm an authentic marketing coach. And in this show, I'm talking to entrepreneurs from all over the world about how they build their business, how they grow their business on Facebook, how they use videos in their business. Today, I have a very special guest, and it is Nicole Gowan. She's a professional makeup artist, and she's also an executive regional vice president for Arbonne International. That's very, very impressive. Hello, Nicole. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Nicole and I, we met through Freedompreneur Club group here on Facebook. And what impressed me really is how strong Nicole comes across in her online presence. You know, she's sort of, even her profile picture and the way she positions herself, it's like this woman means business. And this woman has a business that is doing very, very well. Last year, according to my records, her businesses as a whole made just under $1 million in sales. That's very, very impressive. So here I am to pick your brain, Nicole, and to see how did you do it? How did you make it? So maybe we'll start with you telling a little about yourself and your background and your businesses.
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yeah, I think we can hear you. Yeah. And when somebody joins us, I don't think anybody joined us just yet, but we will check with the audience too. So.
Okay, perfect. So like you said, my name is Nicole Gowan. I live in a pretty small spot in Canada, and I'm 35 years old. I went to university. I did everything in the right order. I got my degree. I started working for the federal government doing high-level labor relations and finance, and I didn't become an entrepreneur until my 30s. So I had lots of corporate experience to draw upon. And it was really when I had children that I decided that I wanted to have a little more flexibility and a little more say in what I was going to do. And I'm a little bit unique because I do have two businesses. One is a traditional business as a makeup artist. So I have overhead, I have supplies that I need to do. I need to do my own marketing, and I'm my own presence, and I trade time for money. And then I also have an online business, which is beauty and wellness. So in that type of a business, you don't have very much overhead. The marketing is done for me from the company. The packaging is done for me, and I can make a residual income, and I can have a global business anywhere that we operate. So I'm sort of I have a good understanding of both sides of the spectrum. And when I decided to start my online business, I just totally ran with it right from the get-go. And the flexibility that the online business gave me allowed me to leave my job for quite some time. And that's when I decided for fun, to become a makeup artist.
Very good. And tell me, how does, with your online business, what is it? And, how did it all start? Like a little bit in more detail, So let's say you were in the job and what was this opportunity?
So it's a social networking business, basically. So very much like Tupperware, Avon, I guess, but distribution-wise. But the products themselves are very, cruelty-free and very high grade.
So there's an amazing message behind the production of these products.
Very much so. Very green, botanically based, kind of like the best of science and nature. And we do skincare, nutrition, and makeup. So I was actually a client for 5 years of these products, of this company, before I decided to jump on board with the business. And I went to basically it was a business presentation. It was a party. And something just clicked with me. I always had an entrepreneurial side, but I wasn't really sure how to get that going. And where the business has such low overhead, I felt comfortable investing. It was only a few $100s, including all my investments. So, for the price of a laptop, I started an entire business, and I was able to franchise myself out and bring on business partners. And that's where you get your residual income from. And because people can purchase online, you don't need to be there. So I wake up in the morning and I've sold all kinds of things, in Australia. overnight while they're awake and I'm asleep. So you can see how a business like that could really
it's basically you're putting a lot of work. Obviously there is work involved in that, especially in the beginning, because a lot of people have this idea of making money while they sleep. And I always say to this, it doesn't mean that you're not working. You are actually putting or you have put a lot of effort before that stage even came into your life. But having that passive income is fantastic. So what was it an easier journey for you to become an online entrepreneur than, the traditional way, the business that you have with makeup and...
Yeah, it was much easier to do the online thing. Much easier. It's probably less stressful. It's cheaper also. I mean, to start a makeup artistry business, I had 2 studios. I had to have a lot of products. I teach a lot of classes in person. So not only does it require me to be in a certain place at a certain time, but I'm required to, bring along a lot of tools and have space for people to come to as well. Whereas, with an online business, you're not required to. You could talk to people over Skype or online, or your social media presence is very important in both businesses. But with social networking, your network really is your net worth.
That's right. That is so true. And this brings me to what is dear to my heart, is the video marketing, because you're building your profile using videos very successfully in both businesses. And this is something, how did you come to doing the videos? Was it a natural thing for you? Did you have demons to face? And tell me about that journey.
Yeah, I definitely, it didn't come super easy to me. I'm an outgoing person. I do like to be social, but we're all a little bit self-conscious about the angle, how we look. Are we going to remember what we want to say? When you go live, especially now that Facebook Live has completely changed the face of business, you feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. You have to be able to roll with your mistakes. But initially, when I started making videos before Facebook Live, you could just record and then re-record and re-record. So there was a lot of editing and there was a lot of, second and third takes. But I think doing it that way and putting it on YouTube paved the way for me to be able to feel comfortable going live.
So for your journey, it was important that you had that safety of being able to re-record. You could say it's some people like myself, for example, I'm an opposite. When I'm recording, when I know I can hit, stop button and stop and re-record it again, I'm actually much worse in there's no flow. I'm just too concerned about what I'm going to say rather than to actually, tell my message to people what I want to say. I'm thinking about words rather than the ideas behind the words. And it's always the same. So for me, I'd rather forget what I'm talking about, which happens almost on every video that I make, but at least I have it. And I look natural and people love it. And I love it. It's a great atmosphere. But there's a lot of people who, start and they find themselves in the spotlight doing live videos. And even though, they would probably be speaking in front of big audiences and never for a moment stop and think about if their angle is okay or if if their voice sounds in any way weird or anything, everybody else listens to them exactly the same way as we see each other on the live videos, so probably your approach then to record and practice and, doing some, it's a great way as well to populate your YouTube channel, although just a tip for people, you can download your Facebook Lives and re-upload them to YouTube as well. There's a lot of, do you work YouTube channel a lot? What's that area like for you? Or is it just Facebook?
Now I do Facebook Live. I love Facebook Live because it's more interactive, I find, than YouTube videos. It's in the moment, you get notifications. So I don't have a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube profile, but I don't have an actual channel that people can subscribe to that I know of. So I've just run with live. It's
so, but is it Facebook that you kind of, where do you kind of hang out mostly? Because I've had a lot of coaches, and some coaches say to me, oh, you should be everywhere and repurpose your content. And the other coaches would say, no, just take one platform and work it. So what's your way of dealing with how do you grow your business with social media?
Mine is Facebook. I do use Instagram a little bit, but Facebook is my go-to. I love that you can create events. I love that it's so easy to search messages. I love that you can reach out, you can create these groups, and I just find the platform to be so user-friendly and so versatile that I don't feel the need to go anywhere else right now.
Yeah, well, that's right. And then again, with the live videos, we have this beautiful thing of people interacting with us. And I know we have a few viewers here. We have Landon Porter's in the house. Thank you for joining us, Landon. And Landon was sending us a lot of hearts, dropping a lot of love here. This is great. And Steph is from Canada as well. She's in my Fearless Nation group as well. This is brilliant. What is she saying? I'm sitting in the mall about to do some prospecting, listening and loving the conversation. Thank you very much, Steph. I love you. I love you coming here and listening to the shows. Look, this is an interesting conversation. Tell me this: if you have made just under $1 million in a year, that's very good for an entrepreneur. You know, it's fantastic. So if somebody's starting in the business, and what would you say to them now? You know, what would be the biggest advice you could give to somebody who just starting, they might not know yet what they need to do, and, you know, what is the best starting point to grow the business to that level?
I think you need to really be consistent, and you need to be really aware of what your weaknesses are and to be able to strengthen your weaknesses. Personal development, so important. When you start a business, you're probably not thinking, I should read a chapter a day, or I should listen to motivational things. You know, you have a lot of momentum at the beginning too, right? You're
yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're excited. Like, yeah, of course.
I hit that dip down a little bit, usually when you kind of maybe have gone through your warm market and you're looking to transition into cold market is typically when that happens. So if you have been doing this personal development and you've been consistent in however you're approaching your business, so you need to really dedicate time to your business. And if you're working from home, it can be hard to carve that out, especially if you've got a family. But
it's very difficult, you know. Yes, you're right. You know, like I work from home, actually. I'm loving this, but I have to say that it's very difficult to find the balance, even when you don't have small kids. Mine is 17. You know, you don't have, but still, it's just for yourself, for your own discipline. It's a challenge, isn't it? And as you're saying, quite rightfully, you need to just personally develop all the time and be consistent with that. And it's not just about the business. It's actually a lot about your own development, isn't it?
About your own development, especially if you're leading other people within your business.
That's right. That is right.
As your own mindset will let you grow. You're never going to pass that, but you need to grow along with your business, and you need to be able to recognize those areas that you need to grow in.
That's right. I find when you're hanging around on Facebook, and if you are finding yourself that you have the momentum, as we were just saying, you know, and then there is a next level starts where you need more support, and, you know, you do need to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are a little bit ahead of you. And Facebook is a fantastic community for that, because especially with these groups that recently started, you know, gaining such a big thing, you know, and Facebook is all about groups now, but you can really find that support these days, which is fantastic. And we have the Freedompreneur Club, and I have Guerrilla Army Nation that I'm part of now, and some groups are fantastic, and finding that is really, really as well something that I would advise to a entrepreneur starting as well. Okay, so we talk about makeup. Tell me about makeup. Why makeup for you? I love makeup. Makeup is something that you know, it's something that is a big part of me, even though I'm not over the top. Some people, you know, but this is something that creates what I am, and the 5 minutes that I spend on my makeup every day is very important. So how is it? What is your relationships with that? What does it make you feel?
You know, I feel very strongly that makeup is part of self-care for most women, for some men as well, the same way as washing your faces or washing your hair or, you know, upkeeping your appearance. When you feel personally like you look good, then you feel good. It's a cycle. Feel good, look good, look good.
That's right.
Good. And that's many different things to many different people. I'll go out without makeup on. I have no problem going out and about without makeup, but I love the way I feel empowered when I'm wearing it. I feel like I enhance my natural beauty. And as a professional makeup artist, I do a lot of very special events like weddings. And it just makes me feel like I'm part of someone's special day, that I'm making them feel, you know, beautiful and special. There's something really almost emotional about that, where you feel like you're part of that. You feel like you have a hand in that, and it's almost an overwhelming feeling. It's stressful too. You're always crunched for time, but you know, being able to help somebody showcase their natural beauty or feel good about themselves is something that's always been really important to me.
So when it comes to Facebook, okay, let's talk about Facebook is on my mind now. When it comes to makeup and the weddings, this is an interesting thing for me, because you have to deal with the brides, and the brides are overstressed and they have very high expectations. And, you know, what is the worst thing that can happen in your experience when you're getting your makeup done for your wedding?
I think, first of all, if you run out of time, like it takes longer and they're supposed to be at the church. That's the worst thing. Personally, that can happen. If they don't like the makeup look that you give them, you can fix it. But running out of time is very stressful. Forgetting something, very stressful, because you can't replace it once you're there, because it's oftentimes mobile. You go to the bride. And then, of course, just someone not liking the look that you've given them. Now, I always do a complimentary trial with my bride. So I know. But bridesmaids, for example, mother of the bride, maybe. So you're always, you know, a little worried that maybe they're not going to like your work.
Well, they have to go to the church and they only have one eye on. What's your favorite piece, or you know, what's your thing in the makeup for yourself? Are you lips? Are you eyes? What are you?
Oh, I think I really like this whole idea of this like glowy look, like you're glowing from like within. So I like a dewy CC cream and a little bit of highlighter. That's
brilliant. Is that what you're wearing now? Because you look fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We know all your secrets, how to make $1 million and how to look beautiful. What else a girl wants? Great stuff. Nicole, thank you so much for joining me. We were a little bit late because we had some problems with technology. It's not the first time, because this is not the first interview for me today. This is just something, when you call yourself an online technology guide, the technology just says, not gonna happen. And every time there's something. But you know what? We will win this war. We will. Now, guys, thank you very much for watching. I have a very interesting show this Saturday, 5 o'clock Irish times, but I'm not going to tell you who my guest is, because it's going to be a massive surprise. Stay tuned, and I might even see you before that. Thanks a million for joining us, guys. Have a fantastic evening, and Nicole, thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.